Good day, learners. In our last lesson, we discussed how to convert from base 10 to other bases using the long division method. And I remember I told you there are two methods to solve such questions. In this lesson, I shall be presenting to you the second way of solving that question, how to convert from base 10 to other bases using the using the place number method, or otherwise called the power method. Example 1. Convert 27 in base 10. You know, I can write 27 in base 10 as just 27 to binary. Now, this is a question given to us. We want to use the place value method to solve this. Our solution. In our first class, I introduced to you the place value method. In the place value method, all you have to do is to write the multiples of the base, the number base given to you. Now, binary is also base 2. So all I have to do, I have to write the multiples of base 2. But remember that your first number will be 1. I'll be writing 1 here. Binary, 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times, because it's binary, I'll be multiplying all this by 2 to get the multiples of 2. But also put in mind that your question says what? 27. So our multiples should not exceed this. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2, 8, times 2, 16. The next multiple of 2 after 16 is what? 32. And our question is 27. So I would not have to write 32 because it is more than the question given to us. So now these are the multiples of 2. Now what do? We use the first multiple to divide we'll use 27 to divide the first multiple here, which is the available multiple, which is 16. How many times can 16 go into 27? The answer is 1 time. 1 times 16 is 16, so I'll subtract 27 from 16. This is it, 27 minus 16. If you subtract, you'll be having what? 11. You come to the next multiple. How many times can 8 go into 11, which is the remainder from this 27? How many times can 8 go into 11? Is 1 time. What will be left? 1 times 8 is 8. What will be left is what? 3. How many times can 4 go into 3? It cannot go. So it is what? 0 times. We are still left with what? 3. How many times can 2 go into 3? It is what? 1 time. 1 times 2 is 2. So if we subtract, we'll be having what? 1. How many times can 1 go into 1? 1 time. Then you read your answer this way. So 27 in base 10 is equal to 11011 in base 2. I hope this is understood. We will take other examples to explain this better. Our example 2 says we should convert 127 to base 4. Solution. We are given 127. We are converting to base 4. So I need to write out the multiples of 4 until I get to 127. I shouldn't exceed 127. Remember, your first multiple that you will start with is 1. The next multiple of 4 in 1, just multiply 1 times 4 is what? 4. The next one you have is 4 times 4, 16. The next one you have is 16 times 4, 64. If you go ahead, you are going to have more than this. So you just stop there. These are the place values of 4 when you come to this. Alright, now the next thing you are going to do is, how many times can 64 go into 127? It is one time. 1 times 64 is 64, so you are going to subtract 64 from here. Let's do this. 127 minus 64. Now let's subtract. 7 minus 4 is 3. 12 minus 6 is 6. So I'm having 63. The next one is 16, the place value. The next place value. How many times can 16 go into 63? If you do it very well, you'll be having 3 times. 3 times 16 is 48. So if we subtract, I'll be having what? 5. Here is 1. I'll be having 15. The next one is 4. How many times can 4 go into 15? It will be 3 times. 3 times 4 is 12. Subtract here. 15 minus 12 is what? 3. Finally, I'm coming to the last number, which is 1. How many times can 1 go into 3 is what? 3. 3 times 1 is 3. When I subtract, I'll be having what? 0. I read my answer this way. So 127 in base 10 is equal to 1333 in base what? We did base 4. That is the solution to example 2. Our example 3 says we should convert 58. That we should convert 58 to base 5. Now, solution. We are given the question as 58. We are converting to base 5. So I need to write out the powers of 5. I start with 1. Let me point out something here. Why is it called the power method? This one is the same thing as 5 raised to power 0. The next thing we'll go is 1 times 5 is 5. This is the same as 5 raised to power 1. The next thing we go to is 5 times 5, 25. 25 is the same as 5 raised to power 2. So that you know why this method is called the power method. And these are also the place values. These are the place values. These are the powers. So it is either called the place value method or the power method. The next one, if we want to go ahead, the next one should be 125, which is 5 raised to power 3. But our question given to us says 58. So 125 is greater than 58. So this will not come into play. So we are ending at 25. Now, what next do? You now divide your question given to you by the place value you are coming to. So the first one is 25. How many times can 25 go into 58? The answer is what? 2 times. 2 times 25 is 50. So I'm going to subtract 50 from 58 minus 50. If I subtract, I'll have what? 8. The next one is what? 5. How many times can 5 go into 8? The answer is what? 1 time. 1 times 5 is 5. So I'll be subtracting 5 from here. I'll be having what? 3. How many times can 1 go into 3 is what? 3 times. 3 times 1 is what? 3. Then I subtract. 3 minus 3 is 0. Once I get here, I end. I read my answer this way. So what will I be having? 58 in base 10 is the same as 213 in base what? In base 5. I hope with these 3 examples that we've taken, you now understand how to convert from base 10 to other bases using the place value or the power method. Thank you very much. See you in my next lesson.